Good morning. Happy Monday. It's March 30th, 2020. Oh my goodness, April is just around the corner. And the weekend was amazing. It was just very relaxing with some great conversations with friends and people that I've known from a teacher training and haven't even spoken since. And it was great to connect again. And I also watched a talk by Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a Buddhist monk who lives in France and created this community Plum Village, and he's from Vietnam, and he is one of the great people that talks about mindfulness a lot and bases everything he does on mindfulness and compassion. And there's a few things that were just very significant to me during this talk and what he kept talking about, and that was part of suffering. And one of the things there is like this, there are like 5 different parts that he talks about. That's mindfulness training, and it includes like reference of living, true happiness, true love, loving speech, and deep listening, as well as nourishment and healing. And I felt like all those 5 things are something that we talked about in the past week, and is something that I always feel like is important to us. And why does it relate to suffering? Is because there is no happiness without suffering, and there's no suffering without happiness, because it's like this yin and yang I spoke about last week as well. There's like the two, we always need the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, the Republicans and the Democrats, whatever you want to think of, where there is 2 opposites. And we always need those just because it will give us more insight about the other sides. And so what I loved about his speech yesterday, or the talk that I saw, was that he's talking about if we don't listen and embrace our suffering, then we cannot understand or listen and embrace other people's suffering. And especially in these times, we forget, not necessarily forget, because we all know that we're all in it, but once we feel very down, or when we are like caught up in these thoughts that it's like how terrible things are going in our own 4 walls, that we get caught up by that. So when I was talking about self-compassion, that's exactly how this can be brought back to life. To one, have compassion for yourself by realizing other people might go through the same thing, which can help us to release some of the suffering and see it as a common thing. But then also, if we create this awareness of suffering, then we can open up more space for happiness, because then we let it have its space, we let it be heard and seen, and by doing that we'll be able to also see the happiness. So in all the conversations I had, there's always the conversation about like, how does it negatively affect us? How does economy is going to be affected by that? How is it for small businesses who are going maybe in bankrupt, maybe people that lose their jobs because of their company not being big enough to support them and pay their paychecks, even if they're not working, like some great companies out there. And so not all of us are lucky like that. And so to understand that there might still be other options for us. And so we really want to open up and be receptive to everything that is at our hands. So there's so many different things that we can access and be accessible to if we let it. And so yesterday I said it to my family, it's like every day is a new day, and this is how I want to live life. That the struggles I had yesterday, the difficulties I had yesterday, I want to use today as an input to make things different and new, and which requires work. And of course, it's not something that's changing from today to tomorrow, but it's something that we can thrive to do and maybe use as an opportunity to get positive ways out there. So from the talk that I saw yesterday, I just wanted to give you what I learned, and also to send out some more ways to look at this new week with new opportunities. And no matter what your struggles are, look at what other opportunities you got through that. So here we are. Happy new week. Enjoy. Take care.